Alright, so this will be the Gravelord Sword run, which is me getting the Gravelord Sword in the first 10 minutes of the game. And that's the only weapon I use for the entirety of the game. All I can say is my life is pretty plain. Just dropping items so that they're out of my inventory for later use, so that I can use my inventory better later in the game. Fire at me again. Oh. You can kill that guy to get the items, but it turns out it's quicker to just mash the buttons and talk to him. Not the best. Double hit. Alright, so you mash the right trigger after you lunge, and you should land a double hit. This makes it so he dies in 6 hits instead of 7. We're going to be grabbing the Soul of the Lost Undead, so that we can rank our strength up to 16, so that we can dual wield the Gravelord Sword. Small misstep there. You want to run so that your stamina never runs out. If your stamina does run out, you won't be able to run until a certain amount of time has passed. And that certain amount of time is usually just the time it takes for the stamina to regen all the way back up. Okay, we'll throw a fireball. Hopefully there's no skeletons in the way. He's going to throw a third fireball. Right. Lucky skeletons. Roll. Okay, also good skeletons also. Better than I usually do. So to get to the Gravelord Sword, you have to sit in... Well, you have to join the Great Lord Covenant, which is Nitos' Covenant, and the way to get to Nitos is to sit in that open coffin there, but you need an eye to get to it, so luckily there's some eyes over here. You just have to get past this guy. Should not have went this way. Because of his tail hurts you when he does long swings like that. When you're in the coffin, though, he won't attack you. Usually, sometimes he will randomly attack if he's close enough, but it's very rare for that to happen. And split. I'll go ahead and equip it. Whoops. That's a mistake. Oops. That's the staircase. All left is my That's unfortunate. All right. Next split is for the Grass Crest Shield and the Hunter's Bow. The bow is for the Bed of Chaos, and the Grass Crest Shield is just easy to use. I'm not sure if it's worth the risk, though, of potentially dying to bad Black Knight RNG. But it does make the run a million times easier. for good RNG here. Sounds like good RNG to me. Thank you. I'm gonna let my stamina run out so I can equip some things. Whoops, forgot to split, my bad. As you can see, I forget to split that one all the time. Return here after gargoyles to kill the Titanite demon and upgrade this Gravelord Sword to +1. I might die here. Got him. Never mind. Alright, we're probably looking good. We're gonna do 2 blocks. Never mind, just 1 block. Okay, it's a 2-hit stagger on gargoyles. I'm gonna try to remove the tail with the first strike. Okay. There's a stagger, 2. He jumped back. Alright, thank you for fire. Fire? Yep. Okay. That's gargoyles. Go ahead and equip the feather arrows. I grab the bones in the beginning of the game so I don't have to purchase them. I can just teleport straight from here. And now for the Titanite demon kill. Is he gonna big sweep? Ow. Actually did not know he would hit me with that. That should stagger. Nope. Oh well, got him. Okay. We're going to upgrade the sword to +1 and then put vitality at 14 and endurance at 16. Okay. As soon as I can walk out, I'll survive the fall. Roll. Roll. I will stop at the Firelink bonfire to get 10 Estus. And then we will be getting the Ring of Favor and Protection. It's 3 hits, and then he'll fall over, and then you just walk forward and drop tech. And that's quicker than kicking him off. We're going to use the elevator to drop weapons and equip the ring. Oops, once again messed up. Oh well. Second bell. Some of the less important splits, like the items, are meant just to remind myself. Okay, the Blighttown drop, you just walk at that angle and you should land on this guy. Ooh. Okay, pop a humanity. And then after the humanity's popped, walk off, roll, roll. I'm gonna heal in case I get hit by a boulder. I'm gonna heal once, just in case. Don't jump, don't jump, don't jump. Alright. Okay. Long attack, so I'm just going to... I'm gonna get to level ground. Come on, Quelaag. Don't do this. Swing. So you can just hug the face and she'll miss the 2 side swipes and you just walk to the right. That's quite a lot. Second bell. Pop Twin Humanity. Okay, I will not be doing Ceaseless Skip, so I'm going to kill Ceaseless and then immediately head to Sin's Fortress to head towards Anor Londo. And when I say no major skips, I mean no Duke Archive skip and no Kiln skip. Mostly because I'm bad and I haven't figured them out yet. I don't know the exact placement, but I just wait for them to throw. And then we run. I'm going to equip the hood and the skirt. And then Quelaag should be here. Or, Ceaseless. Just in case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll be bringing Vitality and Endurance to 20. And then Strength, I'm working slowly to 24. So I can single wield the weapon. It doesn't need to be 24 until the end of the game though, so... I will be taking safety bonfires, but if I was more confident, I would take this bonfire and then go all the way through Anor Londo and bone back to there after I get the Lord Vessel. So, there's that. a slight improvement, but I will be taking the Anorlando bonfire as my next bonfire. Now there is a trick where as long as you're running against this first one, you should be able to hold down sprint the rest of Sin's Fortress and make it through, no problem, without getting hit. Hello. Bye. So the next trick is when you backstep, you have infinite poise. And poise is the stat that prevents you from falling over. So what you can do is you can backstep through the boulder and it won't knock you down and kill you. Unless I roll and mess it up. So now I will be running towards safety to heal. And dying. Alright, there we go. Had to mess up once. So had to mess up once, that's okay. Okay. Okay, now we wait for the boulder. Or we make a break for it. It's been a while since I messed this guy up, so... Alright. I didn't know it reset like that, so... Cool. Easy peasy. As long as you save and quit before you hit the ground or hit a kill plane, you will respawn at the last stable ground. There we go. Just knocking him out of the way. I'm going to hang out for one more cycle. Okay. Next fight is the Iron Golem fight. I will be using R2, which is a piercing strike, which does more damage through armor. It takes 2 hits to stagger the Iron Golem, so I will try to angle him so that he will fall off the map. Watch this guy. One. Wait for him to turn. 2. Oh, I messed it up. Yep. It's about right. hardest boss in the game. Let's lure him closer. That should be it this time. And there it goes. Goodbye. That's what should have happened. I'm gonna wait for this guy to throw his other one. Okay, still lost about 2 minutes there, but oh well. We can still improve. So I'm now going to put a lot into health because I'm not as confident with my Ornstein and Smo fights lately, so I want to be able to survive. It's a 2-hit stagger on Ornstein. I'll be killing him first, and it's a 3-hit stagger on Smo when he's upgraded and absorbed Ornstein's body. But here's the hardest part of the run. The rafters. I don't know why, but I am terrible at consistently finishing the rafters properly. Alright. Let's see how good my RNG is. This guy gets confused. I want the second guy to throw 2 daggers. That's okay. Made it. Alright, the next part of the game is more difficult usually for newer players. I, for one, had struggled with this part of the game for a long time. There are 2 silver knights with great bows firing down at you. And if you get hit, it'll knock you off the map and kill you. Oh, I heard that coming. Should have rolled. Okay. It's not bueno. Right, listen for the throw. Alright. I'm gonna heal just in case. Really? Alright, goodbye to you. Usually if you stand about where I fell, I got pretty lucky there. He'll walk towards you and fall off the map. So, I'll take this safety bonfire now. Ornstein and Smo time. That's a simple skip there. You just jump over the railing. You skip having to go on the roof. Okay, Ornstein's being nice. Didn't roll in time. The key to this fight is to try to keep Smo behind one of the broken rafters. Luckily, his shoveling attack is pretty loud, so you can see when it's coming. This is not good. Let's heal twice. Did not expect him to do that. Okay. Take our time, take our time. Okay. Gonna try to get away and use the humanity. Luckily, Smo is shoveling. Alright, use it now. Alright. Alright, this Ornstein fight's taking a pretty good amount of time, but as long as I keep being careful, it shouldn't. I should still be ahead by a good amount of time. Okay. Okay. Tried the YOLO. Punished. Whew. That's it for Ornstein. Now Smo. Smo will take a lot less time. Like I said, Smo is a 3-hit stagger. He's probably going to butt slam. It's 2 back rolls. I tried timing that right. Luckily, I have a lot of humanity stacked up, so that wouldn't kill me. I will use one more community just in case. Alright. That's Orange Seam and Smoke. To wait for the elevator to come back, so I'll go ahead and equip this bow. Okay. It's not the cleanest fight, but still about 3 minutes ahead, so that's good. Going to open the door. Aim at the nice lady. Run into this room. Run out. Alright. The best way to plant the Lord Vessel, or the quickest way, is to kill 4 kings and then travel there after that. So to kill 4 kings, you first need to kill Sif. So let's kill Sif. Now, instead of buying from this guy, Andre's just gonna get 3 strikes, and then he's toxic. So that's a bonus of the Gravelord Sword, is it'll toxic enemies who are susceptible to it. So Andre, just 3 hits brings him low enough, and it'll give him toxic. So that about when we get to the second plant, he should drop dead. Or there. Okay. I'm going to try to save the Homeward Bones for the Nito fight. And the 4 kings. Those are the only 2 spots where I'll need them. Thank you, Andre. Okay. I like to hug the left of the forest. Confuse the bandit. And once you talk to the cat, it'll de-aggro them. Now, if you don't know anything about the Kiln skip, essentially right after, at 40:32, I would have went straight to planting the Lord Vessel instead of fighting the final bosses. And then, essentially what you do is you jump off the map, abuse save quit, and Alt F4 out the game. And once you load your game back up, if you did it correctly, you will be in the Kiln and you can go straight to fighting Gwen. So that is one quick improvement to save about 45 minutes of my run, but I kind of enjoy playing through the game in my run, so. Come on, Sif, don't do this. Sif. Sif. Please. Stop. This is not good. Sif RNG. there. I need to heal, otherwise I actually might die. Probably got greedy there. Poppy community. Alright. That is Sif. Next we will look to Firelink. And then I'm going to upgrade for the final time. Actually want this guy up by 4. There we go. Now I'm happy. So now that we have the Covenant of Artorias, we can now traverse the Abyss. Now the last places I can save time are on the Four Kings fight itself, and then the entire getting to Bed of Chaos run, because I believe I died on Centipede Demon when I did this split. So waiting for this ghost here to come out. While they are ghosts, you cannot dive through them. So, usually you could use your arrows to kill your boy up there, but I have not practiced that. So, I'm going to abuse save quitting to despawn and respawn these ghosts. I might die here, and we're dead. Alright. Should have saved and quit. Okay, well, that's about how it goes. No skin off my back. Should have kicked the ladder down. Okay. Stay focused. That's unfortunate. Okay, we're safe to heal here. I'll say quit to despawn some enemies. I will be safe quitting. So we're about a minute ahead of actual in-game time, which the run is based off of. And we made it. Whew! Did it that time. Okay, thanks for the seal. Just in case. Alright, we're still making good time though. Okay, here goes nothing. No thank you, Banshee. Ashby, don't get stabbed. Okay. All you do is take a step forward. Hopefully that didn't kill me. Okay. Just gonna change into stone armor. Poppy humanity. And there's our fourth king. Our first king. Don't throw purple stuff. Four kings, when they disappear, you can still hit them. So it can save you time later when finding the others. Just try to hug on that right. Heal. Let's heal up. Last king. Don't throw purple stuff, please. And purple stuff. Okay. Let's heal. So there are technically more than 4 kings, because they'll just infinitely spawn after a certain amount of time. And he's gonna explode. Alright, this should be able to kill him. Next volley. And there we go. 4 kings. I'm going to switch these up. And then Now we go plant the Lord Vessel, and all I have to do is just not press no. There we go. Okay. Met with the boys.
This is Gwyn's prison.
Going to Warp, back to Anarlando. We're going to go fight Seath, the Scaleless. I do not need to upgrade anymore, since I can, in fact, one-hand the sword. So... Okay, if you roll at the right time, you should be able to travel right through this pig. Then the second pig, you just roll right past. Then they'll get caught on each other. Then on the way up we go. Now, because I don't know Duke Archive Skip, I will not be able, or I will have to die. So, and the goal is not to get cursed, is the main focus of dying at this next part. This is the only part of the game where you have to die. Except for the other parts where I died, because you have to die there also. But the Duke Archive Skip is essentially where I'm going is on that second level. So, whoops, not paying attention. So what you do is once this elevator gets to the top, you send it back down, jump off, jump on, and then you want to land right here, and then you roll off onto that balcony once it goes down. And it's a lot harder than it sounds, so... Okay, this guy's being difficult. Just gonna lure him out. There we go. I just wanted to get a little bit more injured. So now the only thing in this way is the Crystal Lizard, which takes 2 hits to kill. But hopefully I have enough distance. There we go. And so now we fight Seath and die to Seath. Okay, let's see how nice these maidens want to be to me today. Luckily, if I die, it's easier to go down, because they'll all be in one room instead of charging up this staircase. I like to hug the left. And I'm stuck! Alright, there we go. Hug the left, try to lure them on there so I can just bob to the right. Okay, get out of the way, thank you. Okay, full health. Let me get Homeward Bone ready. Because I need a key for a door. Don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die. Just grab it. There we go. Alright. Not the quickest way back, but probably just about as quick, so... Alright. On our way out of here to go fight Seath this time. If I'd done the elevator skip, I would have landed right about here. Or wait, no, I think I would have landed on the next floor. Yeah, I would have landed on the next floor, but I would have landed right up there. Those channelers can be very annoying, but you can just run past pretty much everything in this game. If I wanted to, I could pull that lever and go get a safety bonfire, but I want to jinx it. Pretty good at beating Seath first try. Are you kidding me? Is this a joke? There we go. Whew! That's annoying. Trolled by the internet. There it is. Alright, then we're going to drop down here. And the trick with the roll is that if you mash B, or if you press B at the right time, the moment you land and you would normally be staggered, you will roll instead, saving you time. Sky, I just like to focus on the ending because it is a straight path. And I know it ends at this little peak here, so that's the best way to get across there. And before we clam, I'm going to heal. To get around the clams without getting hit, I like to hold the left. All near the end. Alright, trigger cutscene save quit because what happens is this is the boss room, but the clams follow me really close so that there's a couple clams in the boss room, which make the boss a lot harder to beat. So saving and quitting makes it easier to get to. And we just travel through this. Problem solved. Okay, this is Seath the Scaleless. You can't hurt him. You have to break the pillar that he is protecting. Poorly, that is. So you just run around him. And all the people that are dead are people who died to Seath. So that's what all these little corpses are. And so what he does is he does a long-range attack where you can just hug his armpit. And then he'll do a short-range attack. So you pull away after he does the short range. Or he'll explode like just that. around them. Just to give myself more room for that specific attack. So I have some runway. Do metal attack, yep. And that's the short range attack that I'm referring to. Now, short range attack itself wouldn't kill me, but I could get cursed because I do not have a lot of humanity. And I'm going to run away. This is not good. This is not good at all. I actually might die here. Let's see. Alright, that's how you beat Seath the Scaleless. Bonfire should spawn somewhere right here. Back to Firelink. We go fight Bed of Chaos. So our in-game time appears to be 2 minutes faster. So the live split is 2 minutes ahead. So, or at least a minute ahead. So, and the time of the run is based off of the in-game time. So the live split's just for me to keep up with. Want to send that guy back up in case of mistakes. And now we return to Blighttown. Okay. Should be it. There it is. And fall damage is not a set amount of damage, it is percentage based. So hey, Sam. What you up to?
Reading Reddit.
Nice. I'm on the last 20 minutes of my run of Dark Souls.
Okay. I was reading this Ask Reddit about like people who have stayed up more than 24 hours.
Yeah.
Which is probably like half of Redditors, I would imagine.
I mean, I know I've done it, but it's so dumb. It's almost never worth it. It's worth it depending on the work. Like specifically in my case, I was typing a paper, but the paper didn't require thought. It was just like copying numbers down. So it ended up just like being worth it because I got it done. But it's never worth it. But I mean, I guess you do what you have to do if you want to be lazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I would never stay up more than 24 hours for like studying.
No, that's dumb. That's like the dumbest
Then
thing on earth.
again, I hardly ever study.
What?
So
Whenever I have something I have to study for, I always leave a full 8 hours before.
yeah. Yeah, it's definitely worth like getting sleep over studying, I think.
I've just fallen asleep during two tests before. Not like fallen asleep, but dozed off for a second, and it's never worth it.
Um, yeah, I pulled like 4 all-nighters this past year,
Yeah?
all for papers.
Dude,
Never worked.
grad school does it to you, though.
Yeah,
I'm so glad I don't have to write a bunch of papers. I just have to
yeah.
program.
I mean, like, it's usually what it would be is like I would just get deadlines that would be on the same day.
Yeah.
Like I would have a paper due at midnight, and then I'd have like a presentation the next day or something.
Yeah.
And that was like, yeah, that always didn't
Dude.
go well.
I know. I feel the pain, dude.
Or I'd have 2 papers due on the same day or something.
What's the thread talking about?
People are just like talking about most of the people who stayed up. The top comments are like people who work in hospitals,
Yeah.
reaching max level in WoW, insomnia. I had a pet with a high school friend. So the top one is an exam.
That's never worth it. Like, that's just...
Yeah, you're not gonna remember anything. You're gonna be all jittery. Like
If you have an exam that... Like, I mean, obviously, they didn't want to stay up 2 days. Or, like, more than a day. But if you have something that is worth staying up 2 days for to study for, you should have been studying that a little bit ago.
yeah, that.
This is mighty unfortunate.
I don't know. I never really had to study in college. I mean, I also didn't take classes that required a lot of memorization. But I don't know.
This guy's being such a dick.
I thought most minor art classes were pretty easy. There were a handful, but like.
I mean, I pretty much always had to study for tests, but my classes were just memorization. Like,
Yeah.
just know the formulas.
Yeah, I mean, you're in like a STEM, whereas I'm in like a. I mean, now I would say that right if I had tests right now, I would absolutely need to study. But that's just not the way that like my field is. The classes are structured. Personally, I think tests are kind of,
Yeah.
at least in the social sciences, are kind of a joke. Like, I don't know.
I'm split on tests because like there's some like programming classes that I've had where the tests are just like we write down on a piece of paper like how we would program it because they don't want us on computers, or it's you get all your material that you've had all semester and you just get a short amount of time to do your program. And the way I program at least takes forever because I just take my time with it. Like probably too much time with it.
I think programming is one of those things where like tests are kind of a joke unless it's a take-home test. Like I don't think tests are a good measure of like your skill as a programmer.
I mean, it's a measure for it really seriously depends. Like there are some things where it's like essentially like the tests boil down to something we've already done but a little bit different.
Yeah.
And I guess that works, but having 40 minutes to do something that usually would take me like 4 hours is it's not really bueno.
Yeah, like I think I don't know. Like some of the stuff, if you need to be if you need to be efficient, like if your future job requires you to be efficient and you know, like some stuff shouldn't take you very long, then like timing someone to like do that, I think is okay. But like, I just
Are
see
you
so much of it.
fucking kidding me?
In the real world, like you just look up how to do shit.
Yeah. I mean, that's like,
Like-
that's like actively encouraged in every programming class I've
Yeah.
ever had, where it's like, yeah, don't waste your time. Just look it up if there's answers out there, and just like try to learn, because like learning how to Google is like not as important, but it's pretty freaking important when it like comes for certain things, like especially like research.
Yeah, definitely.
Like knowing how to Google is like insanely like useful.
Yeah, like when I write code in R or like I'm learning Python,
Yeah.
like if I ever needed to like even my second field, my first field is international relations, my second field is methodology. So I take comprehensive exams in 2 years on both of those topics. And then the international relations exam is like an 8-hour test basically.
Yeah.
Where they like lock you in a room and you basically write until your hand bleeds, and then like you know you either pass or fail. And then the methods exam though is they give you like data and are like, okay, run these analysis on the data, manipulate the data this way. So like that's on a computer, and you have access to the internet. Like you're not just like. So you can just look up how to do it, and that's because like, that's like, if you're good at the stuff, like you know how to search things and find solutions. You know, like sure, some of it like you just know how to do already because you've already looked it up. It's not because like you studied it or some shit. You just fucking did it once and you remember what the code was. So, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
There are some things like you need to have memorized to like make your life more efficient. Like that's just, I think that's 100% true, but like if I got stuck in a room and like they told me to do some like machine learning algorithm
like
in R, I would just literally look at them and be like, you expect me to like remember the package I need to use to do that and like what the code is? It's not like
the program I'm in now for at least grad school is just more like it's like we have equal amount of time in class as we do in lab, just like working on everything.
Yeah.
So
for me, the way they say to structure it is like you're supposed to spend, we have 3 hours of class a week, and then you're supposed to spend 9 hours outside of class for each class. And like that just kind of depends, but like I could easily spend like 20 hours a week reading, because that's pretty much like what my seminars are.
I mean, yeah, you could literally work forever.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's time management is like huge in grad school.
Like that's like one of the things that I had to learn this semester was like, yeah, I can take my time on something and like make it like 100% polished, but when you got 5 things due and like 3 of them are late, it's like, at least my grad school is structured where they don't punish late work as heavily, because that's like kind of expected in the field, but it's like every day late, it's 5% off. And so it's like, just like, kind of like that thing, like where you just like don't want to get stuck up on a certain idea too long.
Yeah, they don't really punish late work. Like it depends on the class. Like some professors really care about deadlines because they like just don't want something to be like hanging over them forever.
Yeah.
But like most people, if you like said, you know, I'm still working on it, I could probably turn stuff in like a week late and they wouldn't really care. It really depends on the professor though.
Yeah.
I mean, like, so the program I'm in, like, wants you to, like, refer to the faculty members, like, by their first name.
Yeah.
Because they want it to be, like, you know, like, oh, we're their peers now, even though that's, like, total horseshit, but
Yeah.
At least as a first year, it feels like that.
I mean, you're a PhD, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't know, at least I felt it because there are a couple people without PhDs in my program where it's like I can like actually have like a concept on what they've done because all they did was, or at least for the most part, a couple of them, they got their degree, came back, whether it's PhD or master's, and then they're just doing research now.
Yep.
So I don't
That's
know.
pretty
It
much
changes.
what.
Like we have this one guy here, and like there's straight up people coming to our program just to work with him. Uh, his name's like Francois Ama, or Ame. He's French, but he's fucking like. I tried doing the math one time on how quickly he got out of school. I think he just turned like 26,
When
and
he got his PhD.
he has a PhD. He did. No, he just turned 26 recently,
Oh shit.
and he's been at App for like almost 2 years. And then he got his PhD. He he did university. He came here, got his PhD at I think MIT or something like that, like one of like the really nice places. And then he did his
Yeah.
postdoctorate at Duke for 2 years, and then he came to App.
Oh shit.
And it's like he's 26 now. He's like 2 years into App, and he essentially does whatever he wants. This guy's like fucking smart, and so it's like people like that. It's like I'm never gonna feel equal to him. But then there's people who like just got out their masters. They're just doing their research, and I don't know. You can kind of like see where they're coming from.
Right. So like, I guess like since your program, there's a lot of different like trajectories before you can go after the masters. Like for me, it's pretty much everyone is expected to go into academia. Like,
Are you gonna try to be a professor?
I'm kind of split 50-50 on like industry and academia right now.
All right.
It really just depends on the lifestyle I want. Like, it really depends honestly on like how much I want to like do my own research.
Yeah.
If I want to do my own research, then I have to do academia.
I mean, it also depends on your long-term goals, because like if you want to like have a family, have time for family and shit, then you don't like you do industry probably, but professors like more of like a family.
Yeah, so it's hard because like when you're an assistant professor, you probably work like 70 hours a week because there's a ton of pressure on you to get tenure. Like the way it works is you sign a contract and you work for 5 years, and after 5 years they review like how much you publish and decide whether to kick you out basically. And even those jobs, that's a tenure track position, even those jobs aren't that easy to get now.
Yeah.
So like there's a ton of pressure on people in academia to publish.
Yeah.
So it's really kind of like, yeah, if I get full professor or get tenured, like, yeah, having a family is really nice. Like, you can work, like, 3 hours a day, you know? Like,
Yeah.
Today there was probably 5 professors in my building out of, like, 30.
Yeah.
Because, like, they just don't work on Friday. Like, they just... So, and the other thing is though, like, I can make way more money outside of academia, like working in industry. Like, I could start out probably making maybe like 80% more, which like is a pretty big chunk of change. Like,
Definitely.
it's like 100K plus versus like 60 or something or 50. Like, I don't know. And I also have doubts of like, so people who go into academia kind of act like it's the highest art, which in a lot of ways it is. It's like the highest like way of thinking about things.
Yeah.
But the more like this year has kind of taught me that and I already knew this kind of, I just never really like came to grips with it, is that like people outside of your field do not read anything you write.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, like even within political science, like I'm not gonna read anything someone who studies American politics writes, like almost ever. And I don't know if like that's something that, like, I guess if you want to make a living that way, that's great. But
Like writing papers?
yeah, like that's pretty much, as a faculty member in like a social science, like your first job is to publish papers, your second job is to teach.
Yeah, I mean that's essentially how it is. Like all the teachers at my school or all the professors at my school are just like they have their own research and they got to publish also. So
Oh yeah,
there may be more of a focus on yours though, because ours is more of a like
App
presentation. Oh, forgot to split.
App is so there are like R1 universities, which are like research
Yeah.
1, and like if you're a tenure track faculty member or tenured faculty member there, like that your job is to publish. App, I would say, is like close to an R1, because so App doesn't have a PhD in political science.
Yeah. No.
Like it matters like what field to, or what program. So, but like any Big Ten school, like obviously Penn State is an R1, and like that's the goal. Like Penn State admits grad students like to get those positions eventually. Like that's how they spread their name or whatever. But it just seems so like I don't know.
Made a mistake. Damn it. Oh well.
You sorry fool. You could not be the chosen one. Enough.
I mean, the other thing is like, even if people don't read like what you write, like it doesn't really matter. Like I've kind of thought that like who really cares like who reads it, as long as you think it's interesting.
I mean, it's your research. As long as it's bringing money in, doesn't matter really if people like, because somebody's gonna read it probably. If you're like publishing it.
Yeah, someone within your field. My point though is like I'm writing on like civil wars,
Yeah.
and like I'm not gonna do a damn thing to like stop civil wars from happening. Like anyone who thinks that their research will like okay, some people have that kind of impact, I guess, but anyone who's like coming up and thinks that their research will one day like stop, like create world peace or something, is fucking naive. Even like one of my advisors at Penn State is like one of the like top scholars on terrorism.
Yeah.
And like he even said like no one reads his research, like no one in the DoD, no one in like the FBI, whatever, like he's not like getting contacted. I know that one guy at Penn State worked like as a contract job for the CIA for like a week.
Yeah.
They like flew him to Langley or whatever, and like he like helped them with something that he obviously can't talk about.
Yeah.
But like that's the only time I've ever heard of like someone like that's like actually making an impact, in my opinion. So I don't know. Whereas like an industry, like you kind of have, I mean, you have a boss. Like sure, you have a boss as in academia, but you're really like you kind of pave your own way.
No, I'm throwing away the run. Oh well.
I don't know. Lately, I've been getting into cars too, and it's gonna be hard to like buy a cool car if I'm fucking working in academia.
Essentially, yeah. I think
You
either
Unless I'm like 50.
You could not be the
yeah, it's probably not. I don't know if nice cars
So-
are your future if you're in academia. Unless you're doing some like really bomb research.
Yeah, like the tenured professors at Penn State make like I would say like 100 to 150 grand in political science. Well, that's if you're that's if you're a full professor, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like that can be 10 years from when you start to get a job, which means it's 15 years from now. And that's if everything goes right, which is almost certainly not gonna happen.
Dang, I can't believe I threw away this run. Oh well. This game is pretty neato. There we go. That's more like it. Might as well, since I'm already not going to get the personal best. There it is. Soaring, flying, there's not a star in heaven that we can't reach. Ow. Thank God, no scream. Whew! That could have been bad. Gravelord Nitos. Thank you. the boss fight. Pretty neato. Oh well. Still not a bad run, just simple mistakes.
You sorry fool.
And here we go. Time to parry Gwen to death. Maybe I'll give myself some poise. Some poise, there we go. Really? What? Alright, let's not make mistakes. There we go. Whew! Whew! Almost threw away the pipe for no reason. Weird Gwen fight. There it is. Just below 140. Let's see what the real end game time is. Alright, 137.27. Sweet. Not half bad. Not too shabby. Oh well. There it is.